Okay, so off we go. Yep. Hi everybody, I would like to welcome you all to the call tonight, and particularly the amount of people that want to basically learn a little bit more about the product and really the research. And the very person that can answer all these questions is Steve. So I'm just going to read a little bit of his profile and you'll see why Steve is the person to answer all the questions. Steve is husband to Alicia, and he's a father of three, which is Samson, Sienna and Evie. And Steve has been with the Juice Plus company since its beginning, which was in February 1998. Steve rapidly progressed to National Marketing Director in 6 months in the August of 1998. And he turned his Juice Plus franchise into a full-time occupation in 2001. Steve is a former professional Ironman. He raced in the Pro Iron series and this, Stevie, this will show your age a little bit, from 1985 to 1991. He has served as an extensive period in the health and fitness club management industry and in strength and cardiovascular training. He was the winner of the 2000 Sydney Olympic contract to establish and run all the Olympic training venues. He also has done quite a number of articles around fitness for leading women's magazines like Dolly, Cleo and Women's Day. Steve continues to this day to compete in international and national ocean paddling races. So you can see why Steve knows a lot, has a lot of knowledge from the very beginning. So Steve, I'm going to hand it over to you and just let it go.
Yes. Okay. Well,
off you go, boy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Can you hear me clearly? I mean, so I want to know that I'm in your room. You know, like I've got to be in your room. Yeah, loud and clear. Good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the intro. But you know, tonight I really just want to get stuck into the task at hand, and that is to really, you know, amplify the benefits of having a bit of knowledge about our product that we represent. You know, and the reason I think it's important to have a bit of knowledge about this is because at the end of the day, we are speaking to people and promoting the concept of them eating something every day for 4 months in a row. And in many cases, we're suggesting and encouraging them to eat this product that we stand by and that we market potentially, you know, for the rest of their life. Now, you know, I've got to tell you, you know, in February 1998, you know, I didn't believe that I'd be eating Juice Plus in July 2016 and have consumed the product every day since then. But I'm so glad I have, and my body and my health and my cells and my family and friends and colleagues and acquaintances are also very glad that I made the suggestion, because as a result of that, my health has been fantastic. And really, you know, it comes down to all of us getting to know a little bit about what we stand for and what we represent with Juice Plus. And I suppose I've become, you know, like the, I don't know, the product geek sort of guy. Not that I sort of thought I was that, but I probably am. And really it's because of my my thirst for the benefits that you and your friends and your family and the people that are connected in your community will receive when they start to eat a diet rich in the varieties of fruits and the varieties of vegetables and berries, particularly the ones that Juice Plus have formulated the synergy to work together. And so I can only share with you and tell you what I've found. And what I'd like you to do is take, this process and take this ideology and take this opinion and start to look into it for yourself from a really, long-term point of view, because that's really what your health's about. It's about this long-term, tremendous health environment that you're going to be in, and this capacity to, really have a big go in life at whatever it is you want to do. And that starts first and foremost with your health. Like, you can't get anything right unless you're feeling good about yourself and you're healthy. You're not sick, that you're strong, and that you can just let it go. And so when it comes to Juice Plus, I suppose my initial story was that many of you know that was actually the coach of a rugby league team, Des Hasler. He now coaches the Canterbury Bulldogs. He used to coach the Manly Seagulls. He was the one who put the fruit and vegetable containers on my desk and asked me to check it out. Because he wanted his players to use the product. Why? Because they didn't eat anywhere near enough fruit and vegetable in their diet. So that's how I got introduced. But I suppose the two things that I wanted, answers for at that particular time is, number one, because he was a professional football coach, I wanted to know which athletes Juice Plus was for. And he actually said that it was not for any athletes. It was for anyone who didn't comply with the varieties of fruits and vegetables that prevents disease. And the two diseases that he was speaking about and that he referred to for me was, he said that the American Cancer Council and the American Heart Association recommended that we eat 5 to 9 varieties of fruits and vegetables every day just to prevent those diseases if you lived in America. And so I was kind of stunned that it wasn't for any athlete, it was for anyone who wanted to eat those recommended amounts and that wanted to prevent disease. And so that instantly told me that I was one of those guys. I did not do that. I was nowhere near that. I wasn't even aware of these enormous, degenerative, disease help environments like the American Cancer Council and the American Heart Foundation. But I was aware of the enormous problems with heart disease and with cancer, and I didn't want either of them. And all of a sudden, the deficiency I had in my diet was fruits and vegetables, like straight out and out, nowhere near enough purple berries and varieties of berries. So probably from a selfish reason, I wanted to use Juice Plus for me, and as I started to think this through, and because I worked in the fitness industry and I had thousands of fitness centers on my books as clients, and I used to know, half the trainers that worked in the gyms in Sydney, all of a sudden I started to think, well, this is what people should be having when they walk out of the health club. This is the kind of recommendation that people need when they want good health via good nutritional support. Now, make no mistake, I was aware 100% of the nutritional supplement industry. It was, I knew it backwards. I knew the majority of all of the synthetic products that were being sold by the bodybuilding supplement companies. I was really well read on Muscle Media 2000, Iron Man Magazine, Muscle and Fitness, Men's Health. I used to read the International Supplement Review Guide cover to cover. It used to come out twice a year. And so, you know, if you needed to know anything about creatine monohydrate, you know, HMB, beta-hydroxy, beta-metal-butyrate, vanadyl sulfate, conjugated linoleic acid, all this, you know, ion exchange, whey protein, all this stuff that was sold within the fitness industry, I was, you know, sort of up to speed on that. But what I wasn't up to speed on was the power of raw plants, whole foods, particularly fruits and vegetables and berries. I didn't realize that they had such potency and such magic within the human body. And it wasn't until I started to use Juice Plus that these things started to come out in me. And so when I actually asked Des Hasler for the magazines that Juice Plus advertised in, I thought he was going to give me, you know, a couple of fitness magazines where there'd be advertorials in them. But he didn't. He handed me a medical journal called Current Therapeutic Research. And so that started me on this pursuit of due diligence to look at how significant this Juice Plus product was. Now, since then, I have been on a crusade, I suppose, you know, to critique every brand of nutritional supplementation that's out there. And the first thing I look for is, number one, what is the raw ingredients it's made from? And is that really close to the food groups that I like and that I would want to eat every day for good health? So not something that's, you know, left field or weird or I've never heard of. I want the nutritional support to be close to the real food that I know works. And I know that plants, fruit, vegetables, and berries are right at the top of that chosen food list. The second thing I look for is, does the product work? And so the only way I can know that for sure is to find out whether there's been significant clinical research. So it's got significant evidence on the brand that I'm going to consume myself. And that evidence isn't, you know, a testimonial from a guy who, you know, all of a sudden could do a better PB on the bench press. I don't want a testimonial from someone who, you know, has just shaved off 30 seconds off their 10K run. What I'm looking for is clinical research that's done at the cellular level in humans using Juice Plus as the active ingredient. And I don't want the research done by Juice Plus. I want it done by creditable research facilities, big institutions, major world-leading universities and medical houses. And so as a result of seeing Juice Plus go down this pathway, it's become resoundingly clear that this brand of nutritional support, this product that's made from the purest and rawest fruits and vegetables, the most densely nutritious species of those fruits and vegetables, and the produce has been grown in an environment that is far different to the way we would eat plants that we buy from the supermarket now. It's grown in an environment where maximum nutrition density is of the utmost importance. And this is a major reason why the Juice Plus whole food concentrated powders within the capsules are so potent, because the raw ingredient in the first place is so densely rich in nutrition. And so as a result, Juice Plus has now become the leading brand of nutritional support with the evidence-based protocols, the clinical research that proves its effectiveness. And it's the most significant brand in the world. It is the most, without a doubt, beneficial nutritional support that anyone can take with the evidence. Now, you know, people say, oh, you got to be joking. Like, surely, you know, the vitamin companies have this kind of evidence. Well, here's how easy it is to look. Just go to their website. So go to juiceplus.com. Look for the drop-down banners at the top, because that's where companies put the things that they want you to see. Just in very easy to find drop-down banners off the top of the website. And with juiceplus.com, you will see the word research. Just hit that and it'll direct you to the different areas of research that you might be interested in. It might be immune system. It might be cardiovascular health. It might be gum health. It could be, you know, DNA protection. It could be reduction of inflammation, all this kind of stuff. And what will happen is the juiceplus.com website will then allow you to hyperlink directly to the university or directly to the medical journal that the clinical research was published in. Now, do a comparison. Go to blackmores.com, right? And there'll be no research banner. There will be no independent clinical trials done at a university on any of the brands that the company make. But there'll be different areas on, you know, herpes simplex virus 1, which is cold sores. There'll be other information on glandular fever, and it'll just be discussion, and it'll be education on what these particular diseases are. But there'll be no clinical research on any of the range of product that they make or sell throughout the world. So it's just unbelievable that companies can make products and they can get away with such significant advertising to the marketplace. But it's great to know that the World Health Authorities and the regulatory bodies, like in Australia, the TGA, are tightening up on this, and that when companies are making claims about their brand, a claim might be, you know, this product may prevent colds and flu or something like that, that if they're going to make claims like that, that the resounding clinical research must be in place that shows that that claim can be validated. And so with all of the studies done on Juice Plus, they have been put through a peer review process. So for example, in 2003, when Sydney University and the head professor in the Department of Biochemistry, his name was Professor Ian Caterson, and his biochemistry team was headed up by Dr. Samir Saman. When they conducted the bioavailability study, which is the absorption study on all of the antioxidants into the blood of Australians, and the reason this took place is because us guys here in Australia, we just disagreed with anything that the Americans did. Although we loved watching their movies, we were Australians and we were just totally different to the Yanks. And see, we were just on the campaign trail that because Juice Plus was made in the States, that, you know, we needed our own clinical trial out here. So it was amazing. The company got in touch with Sydney University and started a discussion around what we, you know, were thinking about letting them do with our products. And for the first time ever, they conducted an independent clinical research study on a brand name, Juice Plus. And yes, it cost our company a fortune. It took a huge amount of time, close to a year, to be done. And in the conclusion of the discussions with Sydney University and Professor Ian Caterson, he said to us, first of all, you are going to live or die by the results of this. And second of all, the first time you will know the outcome of the study is when it's published on the Department of Biochemistry website of Sydney University. And so there and then you realise why companies don't go down this path. Because if their product doesn't work, if the synthetics don't get into the blood, if the absorption of the antioxidants that they say has got in the compressed pill don't get into your body, then the study is going to be flawed. And therefore the university won't be putting it up for peer review, and therefore no medical journal will publish it. So it's much easier for these companies to go and sponsor, you know, Daniel Check, who plays for the West Coast Eagles, and tell everyone that he takes Juice Plus. You with me? Or it's much easier to sponsor a movie star, Sonia Kruger, and she can do an ad on TV and says she feels better on whatever she takes. Yeah? So herein lies the real deal, and that is, do people understand what nutritional support they're taking, and is there any evidence to show them that's truly going to work? And so this is why we have such a fantastic product with Juice Plus. It's why we are so lucky that Juice Plus found us. And I'm going to tell you this, I have met some unbelievable medical freaks in this world. 3 straight off the top that I know personally: Dr. Rick Du Bois, another one, Dr. Mitra Ray, and another dietitian, Dr. Marilyn Joyce. And all 3 of them will clearly state that they wish they thought of making Juice Plus straight out of the gate, but they didn't. And the group of people that did think about it, and the rest of the people that started to collude and turn this thought into a reality, and then all of a sudden someone come along that is prepared to financially make it possible, a guy called Jay Martin, then all of a sudden we have an incredible group of people that their passion is to be able to deliver the most densely nutritious fruits, vegetables and berries to literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people across 4 or 5 continents of the world. And that's what's happened with Juice Plus. So, you know, tonight is really about you guys, you know, getting some rock solid confidence in what is available. And everything I'm sharing with you here is out there. You can just tap straight into this with our company. The transparency is just magnificent. And so it's impossible for me to talk the entire story from, you know, how we rotate the crops and cross-fertilize the farms, but to know that what we have to do is embrace, and we then have to share the concept and the brand, and that really is our job, to embrace it, share the concept and brand with our community. The rest takes care of itself. So is this helping Emily, and is it helping Bronnie?
Absolutely. And Steve, would you like to just share the difference between the 2 products, the macro, micro, just so that there's some new people on the call tonight that may like to hear a little bit about the micro and macro, please?
Okay. Well, Bronnie refers to micronutrients and macronutrients. Okay, so micronutrients means little, small. Macronutrients means big. And the way that our products are divided in those 2 camps is that the Juice Plus capsules and the Juice Plus soft chews are part of our micronutrient blend. So they have the little things in them like the vitamins, the antioxidants, the minerals, the bioflavonoids, the carotenoids, the polyphenols, the enzymes, all of these tiny little things that come in raw plants when we eat them. But there is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of these things, and they all have different molecular structure. And they all work differently in the different foods that they come in. The great thing is Mother Nature has designed them so our cellular health knows what to do with them. So the capsules and the soft chews deliver all of those tens of thousands of micronutrients to our bloodstream every day. The macronutrition that Bronnie refers to is the Juice Plus Complete. And those powders in the complete sachet, they have the big particles, they have the fibers, they have the protein, and they have the carbohydrate. But remember, this Juice Plus Complete is not a protein powder. Juice Plus Complete is one of the most densely nutritious milled group of plant powders in the world. And it is a complete meal outside of eating your good fats. So Juice Plus Complete has been very carefully blended to make sure that when you blend that up in water, you are getting the exact ratio of low glycemic plant-based carbohydrate, the perfect ratio blend, 60-40 ratio of plant-based proteins from 5 different varieties of plant protein: chickpea, brown rice, tofu, pea, and soy. And all of those plant proteins are water washed. That means they haven't been processed in any harsh way, and none of them come from any genetically modified crops. And we are the cornerstone to non-GMO when it comes to fruits, vegetables, and berries. We don't allow any of our plants to have grown in any farms that have even had GMO crops ever produced from them. And so the Juice Plus Complete delivers not only the carbohydrate and the protein blend, but then it delivers the organic amaranth, quinoa, and millet, which are the ancient grains. And also it has a dense nutrition capacity with the organic sprouts, alfalfa, broccoli, radish, pomegranate, this kind of stuff. It gives phenomenal RDIs, recommended daily intake, of a lot of the essential nutrients that we know that your body needs every day. And so the Juice Plus Complete has the highest NutriPoint score of any blended macronutrient powder in the world. And that was actually recorded by Dr. Roy Vardabedian, who wrote the nutritional programming for the Cooper Clinic, which is the birth child of all aerobic science in California. So you can even just go to nutripoints.com and check this sort of stuff out. So Juice Plus Complete is our macronutrient, and Juice Plus capsules and Juice Plus soft chews are our micronutrient. So the body needs both, obviously. Juice Plus capsules has 0 calories, so it has 0 carbohydrate, 0 fructose, and the soft chews have organic evaporated sugarcane juice and organic tapioca that makes up the soft, chewy component to the product, and also the nice taste. But it doesn't have any protein content. So we're eating the soft chews and the capsules for the micronutrient delivery. And so the easiest way to look at what they do for us is the micronutrient makes everything work. It makes our organs work. It cleans out the cells. It makes sure that all the cell-to-cell communication within our body is operating perfectly. So it gives you all of the mechanics to the car. And the macronutrition from Complete delivers this tremendous high-octane fuel. So that's how I kind of like to look at the two products. Yeah?
Okay. Cool. We've just got a question in the chat there, Stevie. I don't know if you can see it, if you want us to read it out to you.
I can't see it, so read it out.
Do you think you could talk a bit more about how powerful this product is for athletes and why science? That's from Sarah and Raf.
Oh, look, you know, I mean, like athletes are no different to normal people. Other than that, they are pushing the energy systems, you know, much, much higher on a daily basis, which, you know, I'm a big fan of. I'm a fan of, you know, pushing your body hard. I think it's, I just think it just, you know, brings out, you know, many different kind of survival mechanisms that we have. But what happens with when you train hard and you play sport hard, you know, apart from the fact that you obviously, you know, tear the myofibril of the muscle down and you put a lot of strain on different aspects of the connective tissue, but more importantly, you produce a huge amount of exercise-induced oxidative stress. And basically what that is the enormous production of free radical damage at the cellular level from the volume of exercise, particularly if you're doing, you know, long course aerobic exercise when you're out on the track or you're out in the training fields for hour upon hour upon hour. And you know, that can really produce so much free radical damage that free radical damage can start to affect and suppress the cells of your immune system. And what Juice Plus does is that it goes to work and it mops up all that exercise-induced oxidative stress. It cleans all that free radical damage up from the amount of exercise you're doing. So in other words, you don't get the cellular damage as much as you would if you weren't eating this volume of fruits and vegetables. Now, because Juice Plus has already been milled down into a fine powder form, it's amazingly absorbable. It absorbs very fast when you eat it, and so therefore it goes to work a lot quicker than if you were trying to eat the food in its normal state. And so, you know, when you're an athlete or when you're a sports person, you're typically training for a PB or a result, and you want to get all of the assistance you can, and Juice Plus provides significant assistance for any athlete. Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I think you've answered pretty much everybody's questions because we only had that one question in the chat. So I'm just going to stop the recording and I'm going to